here with another video. So I was reading this newspaper here, right here, the Wall Street Journal here, and it says here about President Trump was saying said a COVID-19 vaccine could be widely available to the general public by April. It comes as health officials nationwide are pressing for the White House and the incoming administration to take more active steps to fight the resurgent virus. So there you have it, man. They're gonna push out this vaccination, which is gonna be they said it can come out by April next year. So who knows how that's gonna work out. Maybe they might bring it, or maybe they might have to wait more longer. But either way, man, they're gonna push out this vaccinations at some point, man. You know, and when they do, you know, that's just gonna be a sign that we're closer to the end times now. Close to the end of Esau's kingdom and the coming kingdom, which is Jacob's. Jacob represents the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and Edom represents the so-called white man. And the name of the Father is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahawashi. But yeah, they're planning to bring that vaccination by April. They said it could come out. It could be available by April, they said, to the general public. Okay, here's a scripture here. Second Esdras chapter 16 and verse 70. For there shall be in every place in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So anyone they shall. Okay, so there's gonna be, that's a great insurrection. You know, with the vaccination they're gonna bring out, and then later on they're gonna bring this RFID microchip. So this thing kind of looks like it's gonna be here by next year, man. Okay, but we don't really know though, you know. At the same time, you know, well, let's hope that it comes by next year, you know, because that means we're close to the end, to be delivered out of Babylon here, the Great. But let's expect the worst though, you know. Okay, let's say they don't bring out the vaccination yet, and we still gotta keep praying and waiting for the Most High to bring in these prophecies, you know. Okay, so in this second Esdras chapter 9, verse 1, he answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told you before. Okay, so it says measured out the time diligently in itself. So that's what we're doing as a watchman. We're watching, praying, and asking the Most High to continue His work, man, you know. And we pray, you know, the Most High keeps bringing in His prophecies, you know. And we repent and keep trying to do it, offend less. In these last days, man, you know. And it says, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, 2, then shalt thou understand that at the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which He made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that are before thee, even from the beginning. Okay, so we've been seeing these signs for the longest. These uproars of the people have been going on since the 70s. Their protests. These earthquakes have been happening since 1900s, you know. These famines. So we've been in these birth pains for a minute, man. Now it's just a matter of the Most High, you know, putting it on Esau to bring in the RFID microchip, because we know that's one of the major last prophecies. And then World War III. Those are the 2 last major prophecies, you know. Right now, you can say we're just in the plagues, you know, the birth pains, basically. So they're saying, you know, the COVID-19 vaccine could be widely available to the general public by April. It comes as health officials nationwide are pressing the White House and the incoming administration to take more active steps to fight the resurgent virus. So these health officials nationwide are pressing the White House to do more, you know, take more active steps. So, you know, and the scriptures do say the devil's coming down having great wrath because he knows that he has a very short time. So this thing looks like it can come pretty soon, you know. But at the same time, we don't know, you know. We hope it does, but we don't expect it to come, you know, that easy, that quick, you know. So yeah, man. Okay, the Most High's the mastermind behind all this, and we're just waiting for the Most High to do His work, His strange work, you know. And it is gonna be strange because, you know, we ourselves and don't we ourselves and used to seeing a lot of people dying, you know, and how much less all these people, you know, who don't know what's gonna happen, you know, because a lot of people are gonna be dying, you know, by this vaccination. Or by these famines, man. And then when World War III comes, it's gonna be even worse. You know, however the Most High works it out, or orders all these major prophecies to come. You know, we pray the Most High keeps doing His judgments to bring in the RFID and the World War III. I'm gonna just get almost here, chapter 3, verse 6. Okay, it reads, shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall every evil in the city, and the Lord Yahweh have not done it? 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but He revealeth His secret unto His servants the prophets. Okay, the Lord's revealing it to us, you know. We've been diligent watchmen. We're looking at the news and stuff, and staying up to date, and we see it's coming, you know. Verse 7, surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but He revealeth His secret unto His servants the prophets. The lion have roared, who will not fear? The Lord Yahweh has spoken, who can but prophesy? Okay, that's why we prophesy a lot, because these signs are a lot speaking volumes, you know. And most importantly, this truth is a huge part of it. But yeah, they said right there, Trump said a vaccine could be widely available to the general public by April, and health officials nationwide are pressing for the White House and the incoming administration to take more active steps to fight the resurgent virus. So they got their eyes set on this virus, you know. And it looks like they're really trying to bring in this vaccination real quick to the general public. Which, you know, we ain't gonna take that vaccination because you know, we know Esau's devices. sense. This 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Okay, we are ignorant of the Satan's devices. Okay, okay, we are not ignorant of Satan's devices, you know. How he's gonna put in all these vaccinations and supply them to these people in the public. Okay, and then I saw the news earlier. They said there was 11 million cases of this coronavirus, which doesn't add up, you know, because I'm in the hospital right now. For this, you know, circumcision here, and I don't see anybody sick of this coronavirus, you know. So, you know, this is all a propaganda tactic, man. And most likely, those vaccinations are going to give these people the COVID-19, you know. You know, but that's what we believe, you know. Okay. That's what we believe, you know. A lot of people don't believe that, you know. And so that goes into Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 11. And it reads, "And for this cause Elohim the Most High shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie." Okay. So it says there again, "And for this cause Elohim shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie." That lie is this, that delusion, strong delusion is this virus, you know. Okay, that's, I believe is man-made, that these that the higher ups, the elites who rule everything, literally are you know, gonna bring and give out to these people. You know, because Bill Gates has this agenda to depopulate the world, you know. But, you know, most people ain't gonna believe it till they actually see what, and they actually see it with their own eyes, you know. Okay, once it's too late, you know. Because it says there in 2 Thessalonians 2:11, "And for this cause Elohim shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie." That they should believe a lie, man. So these people are gonna be believing in these lies, they say. Okay. Because this Psalm 55 and verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, but they were drawn swords. Okay, because them talking about this vaccination to help heal these people, those are smooth words right there. Okay. The average person will take that and for what it is at face value, man. Okay. They're not gonna, do their own research and investigate, and ask questions, because ultimately, man, the Most High is making them believe giving them a strong illusion that they should believe a lie. As I read there back in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11. But we know Satan's devices, as it reads in 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, That's why Isaiah 33 and 6 reads, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord Yahweh is his treasure. Okay? And that's even applying to now, Not getting these vaccinations, not getting the RFID microchip. Because also I heard with the RFID microchip, they put it on rats, and they said they found tumors growing in those rats who they tested it on. Where they can get cancer and shit. Also, that goes into that. This is Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. Okay, that's why the Most High says there, this is not our rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you with a sore destruction. Believing this ERS means you're going to get the vaccination and the RFID microchip. Okay, but we're not going to get that, the vaccination or the RFID microchip. So we don't be destroyed, as it reads there. So we shall not be destroyed even with a sore destruction, as it reads right there in Micah 2 and 10. It shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. Okay, because these vaccinations are polluted. That's why the Most High said back in 2 Thessalonians 2 and 11, he shall send them a strong illusion that they should believe in lie, because they're gonna take that rest here and get the vaccination that's polluted, and it's gonna destroy them even with a sore destruction here, as it reads in Micah 2 and 10. So with these elites, these Rothschilds, they got these people really believing that America is a God-fearing country. Okay. Which is what they taught them in schools and stuff, which they put spells in these people from early on in their childhood, growing up to in these Rothschilds school systems. This Psalm 83 and verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. So that part I wanted to get from that is they have taken crafty counsel. And of course the hidden ones is going into the Israelites, which are the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native American people, you know. Those are the three races who they are mainly trying to attract, you know, into their snare and into their traps. As David read and said in Psalm, they have laid snares, you know, for me. And that's exactly what these Rothschilds, these Edomites are doing. You know, snare is going into that trap. What they do with animals, they trap them. You know, and they hide the trap so good they can't see it. You know, that's how we know this all the work of the Most High, because if it wasn't for the Most High, we wouldn't be able to. We'll fall into that trap easily, you know. So that's Psalm 83 and 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. And that's one of their main goals in their New World Order, is to depopulate the road, starting with you Israelites, you so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American people. Okay, because you might know Genesis 25 and 25 about the blessing of Jacob. Okay, that's why they got the Space Force also, as it reads in Revelation 12 and 7, where they're gonna fight the angels, you know, with their Space Force. That's why they have the Space Force now, and it's part of their military now. This is Joel 5 and verse 19. He shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, and 7 there shall no evil touch thee. 20 in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. That's saying the Most High is going to be protecting us, looking out for us. Verse 12 here about what the Most High is saying here. What the Most High is going to do here. He disappointed the device of the crafty, that's these elites, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. That's their New World Order. the device of the crafty. The crafty is going into these elites, and their device is going into the vaccinations. These protests, that they're gonna use to bring in their martial law, their military in everywhere, Verse 13. Take of the wise in their own craftiness, in the counsel of the word is carried headlong. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope in the noonday as in the night. So they meet. They take these counsels again, going to Psalm 83 and 3, to propose these plans they have to push in and rush in their new world order. Verse 15. But he saveth the poor from the sword, from the mouth, and from the hand of the mighty. So the poor have hope, and iniquity stoppeth her mouth. The poor is representing us, Lord willing, the Lord's elect, 17. Behold, happy is the man whom Allah correcteth, therefore despise not the chastening of the Almighty. And so that's what the Most High's been doing, and is going to keep doing, to make us, sharp, make us, see what's coming, So it says there in verse 20, in famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Because that's also what's going to happen, a famine. Over there in Greece, the farmers over there are giving those people in Greece free food now because they're having famines. This second address, 2nd Esdras chapter 15 verse 5. For behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the road, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So a famine's gonna come, Because look at Venezuela, they're already having famine over there. And so that's what the Rothschilds did over there, to test it on them and make it, to bring it over here. It's going to come to America. Verse 17. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. 18. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Because of the lack of bread, man. Going back to that famine. Okay, a lot of people are going to be having this famine. Once we really get into this lockdown, who knows how it's going to work out. I can't really say right now. I can't really even picture how it's going to come. Okay. But my guess is it might even happen right when martial law comes and more stores are closed and the vaccinations being out there. These people dying more, they're not going to be able to put these goods in the stores anymore, and that's probably when the famine's going to come. People are going to be complaining, that's when they're going to set up these checkpoints, or they're already going to be there, and then people are going to be complaining, and they're not going to be cooperating, so they're going to send them to the concentration camps. Then that's when they're going to be offering the R5 microchip, and then World War III is going to come as a surprise. Again, the second Esdras 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, are being plagues upon the road, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. Okay, and this prophecy going into today, this present day now. Okay. I mean, look how it's precise here, like the exact timeline. This is written a couple thousand years ago, couple of you know 7,000 years ago, something like that, and it's related to now. Look how accurate it is now, man. Verse 2 Esdras 15:14. Woe to the road and them that dwell therein. 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And that's what we're seeing. Like the man that tried to kidnap Governor Whitmer. And these protests, we're seeing all these things, man. At the same time, we're hearing the famine, these food banks getting the more demands, these evictions. Okay, they even got a whole movement for that now. And there's an increase, they said, of more people calling for help because of these evictions they're getting. In the course of their action shall stand in their power. 17. A man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. And man shall not pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their house with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, that's the time we're coming into, man. 2nd Esdras 15 and 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, to waste thy house with destruction and death. So again, it reads that I will send famine, plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty. That's what we're seeing, you know. A lot of widows, a lot of poverty. Over there in California, you got the homeless rate is growing higher and higher. Then with this economy, all this inflation and stuff, okay, America's just waiting for its economy to collapse. And the CEO of the Federal Bank said one time, he said, we first gotta solve this coronavirus, this virus first. Which he's speaking with a double tongue, because they're gonna ride this coronavirus strategy till the wheels fall off, you know. So with more stores closing and closing, it's gonna be to the point where it's gonna be like the movie Escape New York, where people are gonna be governing themselves, you know, out in the streets, and no more, and there ain't gonna be no, you know, cops, no more, because people are gonna be having guns. They're gonna be sent in military. And however it works out, you know. Second Esdras 15 and verse 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence. Meaning this lack of bread, world military, the pestilence going into the real disease by this COVID-19 vaccination and stuff. To waste the house with destruction and death, man. You know, to waste the house with destruction and death. Because that's ultimately what the Most High's gonna bring. A lot of judgments. Destroyers, you know. Destroyers going into the widowhood, poverty, the famine, sword, pestilence. The Most High's, you know, destroyers, as it's called in the book of Exodus, when they had the Passover, the Most High told them to put blood on their door, and the destroyer would pass through them.